Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of ATI with Ghost Texas. We have a bigger group than usual. We've got Patrick, who's always been here with Ghost Texas. Morgan is here with us today. I don't know why I'm pointing my hands because y'all are looking at us all on one screen. And then my brother Marcos and his son Turner, who joined us on this last investigation. We have a lot of evidence to review. We're going to be going over, like I said, John J. French in our visit there. We want to recognize too that we have a lot of new people who joined us that found us because of this episode. So welcome to Ghost Texas. If you're not familiar with what ATI is, it means after the investigation, where we kind of just discuss our thoughts on the investigation. So y'all ready to jump into this, guys?
Yeah.
Yep, let's
so
go.
ready.
All right, Pat, I think you've got some stuff that you wanted to jump into. I think the map first, right?
Yeah, let's do the floor plan. So Morgan set this up for us, and it is brilliant because it kind of shows y'all where we had placement on some of the cameras, and it actually shows all the rooms. And when we go through some of the notes of the investigation, we can always come back to this and kind of show y'all.
Yep. And to follow up on that too, these are all of our stationary cameras. So of course we've all at different times are carrying cameras. So at any time throughout the investigation, you're going to be seeing all sorts of angles. Sometimes it's us carrying a camera. Sometimes it's these stationary cameras.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Well, and I also made this not only for reference, but so then whenever we go back and we're going through all of our evidence that we caught and trying to find certain moments, you know, we might sit there and experience something, make a note of it. Well, now we have a floor plan as well as, you know, what camera was facing what angle to try and get the best result out of it.
Yep. Something that we've talked about before in previous ATIs, but all of our investigations, we usually have somewhere in the realm of 30 to 40 cameras that get used per investigation. Sometimes they're all running simultaneously, or sometimes they get switched out and moved around throughout the night. And part of our review process is that a lot of the stuff we find isn't till we're back at our own houses and we have a spreadsheet and we have all these 30 to 40 cameras and everybody's, I would say Patrick does most of the reviewing.
Yes.
But everybody who is reviewing, we're making notes based on the names of these cameras and the placement of these cameras.
That's
so
it.
this diagram helps to make that a little easier.
Exactly.
Like a point of reference.
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, so what are we jumping into first, Pat?
So let's start with the abandonment. So this is something new that we haven't done. We wanted to try. I don't know about y'all, but I feel like it was a success. I think we should do this more often.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of just leave them running.
Every episode, well, every investigation we go on, I think we should
Yeah.
start doing this.
So, because I mean, it worked out perfect. We were gone hour and a half.
Yeah, give or
somewhere
take.
around there. So let's go over some of the stuff we caught. If you want to scoot over to, you're already there, the 2034.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and start.
Yeah, and so abandonment, I think it's pretty self-explanatory, but what we did is we set up, I think it was 8 or 10 cameras that were set up, and we left and did a Walmart run and dinner run while these cameras were running.
No one on the property.
Yeah, absolutely. No, and this was a private property. We were the only ones who had access to it, and we were actually the first ones to be able to go in and do this.
Yeah.
Yep.
And even Carly, she went and ran some errands herself. So.
Uh-huh.
So thanks to the Beaumont Heritage.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, they were awesome. But this way, this gives us like a really nice baseline of how the property, how the house settles, how the life comes in when there is no actual life.
Yep. All right, so y'all ready?
Yep.
Yeah.
The Ghost Texas crew wanted to let the cameras roll for a couple of hours with everyone off the property. This is what they captured.
We're out.
Quick note, that's the door alarm right there, right?
Yes. Yes.
So if you ever go into a convenience store or just those stores where you go in and it goes bing, 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 that's what that is. It's just a motion detector, and we started using that a few investigations ago. I think at Palestine might have been one of the first ones. Or,
Yeah, I think so.
Yep.
yeah, it's just a motion detector, so that's all that is that you saw blinking there.
Ghost Texas crew. This sounds like something heavy sliding across the floor.
Like a body.
Maybe.
You know?
That one was really
Right
loud.
here you can hear an
Yeah.
And there is one thing I want to say because I thought about this. During review, there were a few points where there were bangs and thumps. And I'm okay, so it's an old wooden house, right? What happens when you have a heated environment that cools down quickly?
Yep.
I mean, you're going to
That
get,
is a solid point.
you know,
This
Yeah.
was filmed
Creaking.
on a weekend where the temperatures dropped drastically.
but do you remember what the high was?
I don't.
40 degrees.
That sounds about right.
So I
Hence why
don't
we're all in long sleeve.
Yes,
Except for Pat.
layers.
exactly.
So many layers.
So, and maybe somebody can drop a note in the comment. I don't know, but could a difference of 40 degrees to 30, 32 degrees, I think it got to 32, 31 degrees that night. Would it still, is that enough heat to cool like ratio for, wood to settle like that?
And that's pretty loud. That sounded like it
that
had
was
substance
super
and
loud.
weight to it.
Yeah.
I think something like that usually happens when it's a sudden change in temperature, not a gradual change in temperature.
And like
Yeah.
really hot to really cold?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think even if it went from 40 to 32 over a span of time, who knows, from daylight to night, I don't think it would, since it's gradually happening, I don't think it would have caused any popping noises. That's me. you know.
Well, and I don't either because
Yeah.
I think it has to be a lot hotter or the humidity. I think that might have to play a factor, and there was zero humidity that day.
The other thing to note too is there's no AC unit in this place,
Yep.
and there were only 2 plugs in the entire house, two outlets for us to get electricity from. So there's not really any other things that would have been running
And I will say
to cause that.
we did have access to 2 separate heaters, but we did not use them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We because we didn't have that many outlets, we couldn't afford to use them.
Yep.
We needed that for equipment, charging
Right.
stations for batteries. But I did want to throw that in just in case anybody who is familiar with the museum and has seen, that they do have heaters.
Little space
in some
heaters.
of the rooms. Yeah. We did not use them. We
Yeah.
didn't even touch them.
We barely had enough electric to even plug. A matter of fact, a lot of the lights and things were from Jackery power banks
Yeah.
and things like
Yeah.
that. We didn't even have enough electric outlets to power all of our equipment.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now, to me, that sound actually sounded like when something drops on the floor.
Like a marble.
Yes.
Yeah.
Something
In my
really
mind, it was a
small
marble,
that
like when I heard
hit
that.
the floor. That's what it sounded like to me.
Good call. It does sound like a marble.
an unexplained bang in the house.
Bang.
These footsteps sound heavy, as if someone is coming up the stairs.
To me, they sounded like a heartbeat.
I hear it 2 different ways, right? I think it could be the footsteps of the guy that came in and was trying to hold him up, right?
Yeah.
Or you hear there's a gap between the beats. Mm-hmm. That's them dragging him down the stairs and his head hitting on each step. Boom,
Yeah.
boom,
That is so true.
boom. Right?
Or any part of his body. A foot,
Yeah.
just
Did it replay, Pat, or should I just roll it back a few seconds?
No, it
No, it
replays.
Okay.
replays.
Yeah.
Yeah. So y'all listen to it with those thoughts in mind. Did you have something too?
No, I was just agreeing that it could be like when they're carrying him down the stairs.
Yeah.
Totally.
Especially that small little cluster of thuds at the end there.
Yeah. They got to the
Thump.
bottom.
Yeah, but
Thump.
it's
Thump, thump.
further
Oh.
away.
Good call.
Which
Alvin.
the
Good
only
call.
time the whole night, our footsteps weren't even that loud. Let's just put it
Yeah,
that
that's
way.
very true. None of our
Yeah.
Our
footsteps made any-
footsteps weren't even that loud.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't even
think about that.
Yeah, I didn't. I didn't either.
If we get to investigate again, I say we make something like a sheet with a little bit of weight in it and just drag it down the steps and see if we get that same sound effect.
We can.
Turner will volunteer.
Well, not only that,
We'll put Turner in a helmet,
I think
and
there
we'll
should
drag
be,
his body down the stairs.
I think we should have a camera on the stairs.
Definitely.
Yes.
Especially after everything that happened that night. Yeah, I agree.
Yep.
You can hear some unexplained movement in the kitchen area.
Sounds like you're kind of standing still for so long and you kind of adjust yourself
Yeah.
on the wood
It's
floors.
like a
and
shift of weight.
Shift of
Yep.
weight.
Exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah.
So who is shifting their weight in there? That's the question.
And then is this camera? This one's not on the little diagram, right? Because this room was separate.
No, it
Yeah,
was.
It is.
It
Yeah.
was.
It is on there.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay, so because the reason I'm mentioning this is against an exterior wall.
It's on your right side.
Yeah, so it's right there, and there's nothing there. It's just a wall.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So there's nothing behind this. All right.
And that's pretty loud.
Yep.
Did you hear the...
I gotta pause that because I was the one that was listening on this, reviewing this evidence, and when I heard that,
How scared were you?
I got chills on my arms because that was a true voice that I heard when no one was on the property.
So
Well, see, I think it kind of sounds like raccoons. But on every investigation that we've done, I always try to look for any evidence of any animal disturbances.
yeah,
Because that's something that we always have to think about whenever we're investigating old places is, there might be mice, there might be rats, there might be possums and raccoons. And I did not see any
there were
physical
no rodents.
evidence of any kind of rodents of any kind.
So real quick too, I rolled it back. I watched this episode with my parents, which they loved it, by the way. And I caught something that I thought was really interesting. My dad's older, and so he loves to have everything on closed captioned. And so I was like, sure, I'll put it on closed caption, right? For us, our YouTube closed caption is auto-generated by YouTube. We don't submit. There's a lot of different ways you can get closed captions into your videos. One of them being you submit your own closed captions to YouTube, and that's what they synchronize with your video. We don't ever take the time to do that, so we just run with whatever YouTube auto-generates. And when I was watching it with my dad and my mom, I caught something on the closed caption, so I rolled it back. So just watch this. You, and then
Did you
C.
hear the man's voice?
So the narration guy comes in. Did you hear the man's voice? But you'll see the U and the C. That was auto generated from the captions.
Did you...
There's a delay in it, but I thought that was really, really cool.
Because they heard the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it almost gives you the chills all over again.
Oh, and it's just kind of like confirmation too that like what Marcos had heard when he was listening. Now, I don't know, AI or however YouTube does this, whatever programs they're using to scan this stuff, it heard the same thing.
They basically confirmed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I found that to be really, really interesting.
All right. Do we want to? How long?
Yeah, there's one more abandonment clip.
Okay.
You hear the man's voice in this room? This sounds like a woman mumbling from somewhere inside the house.
Now, depending on your headphones or speakers or whatever you're listening to, you might really have to crank up the volume on that one to hear it. But it sounds kind of like but like in a woman's voice.
Well, it sounds like she's moaning like woo woo woo.
Yeah, so I'm gonna do real quick on our end because I am running all this through a podcast mixer. I'm gonna crank the volume up on my end so that you can get a better listen. It's gonna be louder. All right, I'm gonna reduce that because that's kind of blowing my ears out.
Actually, when you just enhance that sound,
You know what I heard?
it sounds like a woman crying. Like
It sounded
Yeah.
like somebody saying, "Do you hear me? Did you hear me?" Like
Okay.
like the male voice.
So let's roll it. I want to do. Okay, so I want to roll it back
like
to the,
she's confirming what the man was saying.
before we do the enhanced audio. Let me see. So it'll be right here, right? All right. So let me crank the volume up without because it was double enhanced. It was enhanced on the edit, and I cranked it up. So now I'm just cranking it up, not on the enhanced version.
Okay. Did you see me? Did you hear me? I can't tell. But
That-
yeah, it's definitely a woman talking.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
that was still the enhanced version.
Yeah.
Tell us in the comments if you could hear anything specific out of that clip. Let us
Yeah.
know
What
you
did you
think.
hear?
We're curious.
Yeah. Continue to let this roll, Pat, or we got something.
We can honestly go to the 2545.
Okay, so this is something Turner wanted to talk about.
Let's pause it right here. So, what I saw when my dad was setting up the camera to face this part of the house, before he hit record, in the bottom right window,
Over here.
yes, I was very certain that I saw a shadow figure or someone standing there, and as soon as I saw them, they just moved to the side.
And where was everybody when this was
We
going down?
were, some of y'all were at the base camp getting cameras set up or walking the perimeter getting more video footage, but no one was in the house yet.
So base
Yeah.
camp, from this angle that you're viewing the house, base camp would have been behind us. And it's a rather large building. We were fortunate enough to have, actually. It was super nice. Best base camp we've ever had. But
Yes.
nobody would have been on the house side of the property whatsoever, or even inside the fence line of the property.
No.
We would have been at the base camp and at worst, maybe the cemetery, which is on the other side of the base camp. But I don't think we were even at the cemetery at that hour. So
No, this is when we were still doing some initial setup of cameras after returning from leaving the property.
yeah.
Well, I'm going to say you saw something, Turner.
Well, and
Yeah.
the other thing is when I didn't know this part because while y'all were doing interviews, I was just getting B-roll of the property. Y'all had an interview and the host said that she had a claim of people seeing a figure in one of those windows, and I didn't
Yeah.
know that at the time.
Yeah, very
So-
true.
Yeah.
That
You were nowhere
more-
near any of our interviews.
So that to me just helps me like confirm that like I for sure saw something in that.
And you saw something.
You did.
And then what we're about to show you is there was a lot of shadow play going on in this house that night.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Do I just let this play forward, or is another?
You can honestly, if you want to, go about right there. I'm sitting here just kind of looking around, right?
I'm checking the cameras.
And I see my shadow.
So, just for reference, the window right here in your lower left screen is the window that Turner was just talking about.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wait, are you sure? Because that's the front door back there, right?
That's
No,
the back
that's
door.
the
The
back
back door. Okay, okay,
That's the back
okay.
door.
Yeah.
So,
Just inside that.
this
room.
is, yeah, just inside that room is where Turner saw the black shadow.
Can you pull the map up real quick?
Yeah.
So
Because we can show where we are doing this little interview right now. And then,
So where I would have seen that would be on
Right
the
there.
parlor.
Yep.
Yeah,
Mhm.
there in that window.
And Patrick right now is currently about right here where this
yeah,
little
and he
camera
thinks
icon
he's
is.
and he's saying he saw a shadow to the right. No.
Oh, Patrick was saying that
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the parents' room.
over here.
Yes.
Yes.
In between the dining room and the parents' room in that walkway.
well, the first one, let's let it play and then
Yeah.
I'll pause it at the right point.
All right.
I might have gone ahead.
Shadow. I see my shadow right here. I'm like, oh god, kind of scared me at first.
Yeah.
And that's what made I me was look like, this direction. And then I saw a shadow bolt in front of the fireplace. And I said, Tito. Okay. I wanted to pause it at this image because I wanted to kind of explain. So I know during this whole thing, if y'all watched the episode, I want to apologize. With everything going on, my brain was going 200 miles an hour. I couldn't get words out fast enough. I couldn't get them out properly. I just couldn't think because at this point, just everything was just going crazy in this house. So I didn't see like a shadow of a person. No, that's not what I saw. What I saw was on the ground in front of the fireplace. There was no like definition
here.
Exactly. It just seemed like there was like
Like a black mask.
a shift in color, like darkness. Okay. Like I said, there wasn't like a shape, wasn't like a shape of person, nothing like that.
It was more like
Going
if
across the ground.
If something cast a shadow.
It would be interesting for us to find out maybe from Carly is if they ever had pets or if there's any confirmation of pets. Did they ever, there's a cooking pot over that fire, right? So maybe that was somewhere they were kneeling on a regular basis to manage the food. And so that could be something residual. I don't know. I'm just trying to think of, because if it's lower, my first thought is animal or somebody squatting or a child.
Right.
Yeah.
And reminder, this is all after we returned from the abandonment. This is our first
Yeah, right as they walked in the
moments
door.
as
Right
we
walking in.
returned. Yeah.
And I was back at base camp with Carly.
I was at base camp too because I remember we hadn't even fully finished setting everything up. All we had set up was the
always
stationary
happens.
cameras. And Patrick comes back over there like a kid on Christmas morning opening gifts. Guys, we gotta get the cameras right now. Come on, just get a camera. Come on, follow me. I'm like, whoa, dude, we're trying to get things right. No, come on.
Right now, come on.
Sure it wasn't more like this?
No,
Because I'm sure I probably ran from the house to base camp. But
Actually, me and you didn't make it back to base camp. We were there the whole time, and they joined us.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
we
Melvin went.
we must have walked y'all.
Yes.
Yeah, somehow
Yes.
y'all let me know that we needed to get back over there.
Yeah.
So
We
I-
walked.
Yeah.
It was walking.
So here is the best part of everything. So the window is what Marcos was referring to. So in the episode, you remember me saying that I saw something on the outside, right? Some kind of movement. There was some kind of shadow casted. Didn't know what it was. But then when we were testing it out, went across to try to recreate,
Right.
I couldn't see him because it was so dark. So it made me think it had to have been the reflection from the glass. And you can see there's a reflection for everything in that room. So something must have been behind us, or I don't know.
But
to cast-
inside.
It had to be
Some kind of-
indoors, not outdoors.
It was something
Right.
indoors. So something casted some kind of like shadow movement, like kind of like what you were talking about. It's the best way it could be described. It was like,
Well, I mean, could it have been the guy that said, "Did you see me?"
It was in the
in the
same
room,
It was in that same
Right?
spot.
right?
He was in
Yeah.
the area, so
So just all this weird stuff going on right now.
But, real fast too. Is this the clock that she was talking about in the tour, or was it a different clock
No, the clock that she was talking about in the tour was
In the parlor, right?
in the parlor? Okay,
Yeah.
because I was just now looking at the pictures above the mantle and everything. Let me roll it back right here. And maybe that's another follow-up question for Carly. If she said it in the walkthrough tour, I apologize. It's been a while, but who these people specifically are.
Family member.
family members.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
the 4 different family members.
And if we get the opportunity to investigate again, I would like to do like an Estes or a spirit box in this room specifically and see if any of those 4 people correlate to the EVP we got of the Did You See Me?
The man saying,
Yeah.
"Did you see me?"
So-
Or the shadow.
So the picture on the left, this one right here, is John J. French.
Okay.
The one on the right is his wife.
Okay.
And then these are their 2 sons. Now, I can't remember which one was which,
Got it.
but that's who they are.
Good memory.
Thanks.
All right, just let it continue rolling.
Yep. Tito, Marcos, go back and forth. And mind you, at this time, we thought this camera was still running. These cameras were still running because we hadn't had a chance to check the cameras yet.
Yeah.
So we thought these cameras were still running. So I had him go back and forth to kind of move to see. And the only shadow he was casting was right here with mine. And as we're testing that, I see something run in front of the window. So he goes and checks, and it's too tall to be a dog, a raccoon. You know, almost dropped an F-bomb.
You sure did.
You know stuff was getting hype. I almost dropped an F-bomb.
Good job holding that off.
You did a wonderful job.
I was sweating. Anything like that. So I had him go back and forth. I can't even see him. So we come in here, and I'm like, okay, I need to get my mind right because I'm just seeing a bunch of shadow play. So we come over here. We're checking batteries on the GoPros. We're both in this room right here, and we hear a woman talk.
Yeah.
All we heard was it was clear as day it was a woman. I couldn't tell what was said. I don't know if you did.
I couldn't tell what was said either.
It was clearly.
Which goes back to the abandonment. She was already.
She's already trying.
She's
to
already there.
Yeah.
And the fact that we heard it live
Yeah.
is where it's kind of
Yeah.
goosebumpy.
Completely unrelated, but Patrick's reminded me of the adults on Charlie Brown.
Yeah.
Yeah, they always.
Womp womp womp.
Probably,
Womp,
probably how my child hears me.
Guaranteed.
Yeah. So yeah, that's crazy.
Man, just watching these moments again, it's just like, I just want to go back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Continue to let this play. Or?
Yeah. It was a woman's voice.
Unbeknownst to Patrick and Marcos, during abandonment, a woman's voice was caught on camera in the house. It sounded exactly like what they had heard.
To me, it sounded like it came from upstairs.
It was womp.
It was
womp,
definitely in
womp.
the house. It was isolated in the house. It was a woman's voice. I need to go back and look at the IR camera because at this point, when all this is going on, all the cameras are dead. So I went and turned on the IR camera. I'm like, I'm not letting anything else happen without having a camera ready. Then we checked the cameras. We came in the kitchen. Follow me.
You can see the excitement in Patrick's face with everything that has happened so far.
I needed a beer at this
I
point.
don't know without this.
Yeah, don't go
And
anywhere without the
I'm going to
camera.
go back and look at the footage. So I might be getting pumped up about this one.
Yeah.
But we're going to check and see.
I think at this point, it just needs to be me and Patrick. We're the
Kind of explain what
No,
our
no, meaning we need to do investigating together.
Oh, at the kitchen?
Just on a future investigation. Me and you need to team up.
Oh, you want a date?
Yeah, yeah. Because we got a lot together
Paranormal date.
when we were doing all this.
All right.
that-
Well, hey, you
that'd be a good dating
pick the
show.
locations, and I'll bring the flowers. Let's go.
All right,
Oh,
next one.
You mean the
so
candles
cute.
for the seance?
I'll bring those to you
A
For-
romantic seance.
for sure.
All right.
Honestly, that sounds like an awesome date. It might just be me, but
He's checking the battery life on
The comments are going to get flooded with requests for dates now, Morgan.
that
I'll-
camera. I'm checking
I'll read them.
only if it's at a
I'll let y'all
cemetery.
know.
Cemetery, bottle of wine.
I like it. I like it a lot.
The battery life on this camera. As I'm checking this right here,
It was completely open.
it does that. We both hear it because he comes running in here because we can hear the.
The creek.
Yeah, it's not doing it now.
It's not even creaking now.
But as I turned around, this is what I saw. As I turned,
Well, then it would have closed and opened because earlier it was open.
that's what we heard.
That's what we heard.
Oh, wow. It's like right on cue. It's hilarious.
Yeah. So that was fun.
Which, this is the same room that we heard the loud creaking in during the abandonment. as
Yeah.
well.
Yep.
The shift in weight.
Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly. So this is all the craziness and excitement going on as soon as we get back. So we immediately jumped in investigation mode. As you saw in the episode, we switched out a few batteries, grabbed some stuff, let's go to the crazy spirit box session we had upstairs. If you go to 4036.
Before we jump to that, and we don't have to play it back right now, but before we jump to that, there was also a point in the investigation, and you can go watch that on y'all's own, but there's a point where the lights turn off and on their own. And in the explanation, we were talking about that the way that those lights turn on and off is actually, it has a dial. And so this is what it actually looks like. You have to actually physically turn this and make it click to turn on and off.
So you know what?
Yeah, to catch those lights turning on and off like that during the abandonment, that's...
I do want you to play it. I'm so sorry that I skipped it because
It's okay. Do you know whereabouts it's at? Or?
yeah, you know what? Go to like the 34. Go to the 34-minute mark.
right there.
Oh,
yeah.
here's
Okay.
Yep.
right here, 33. We'll do
Because
here.
yes, I
Footage
want
is
y'all to
exciting
hear
and
something.
unexplained.
Wait, it was the light on the left was on, right? So I need to go
Yes.
back further.
Yeah, I mean you can go back further for this one, but
There's more than
Okay,
one.
there we go.
yeah.
It happens twice, I believe, right?
Yeah, so it happens here, and then around the same time it happens in the kitchen.
For this light to
Crazy.
turn on or off, you have to manually turn a dial. This footage is exciting and unexplained. You can't make this stuff up, folks. Around the same time in the kitchen, something very similar happened.
Which the kitchen is where
The pie door opened.
the door moved on us as well.
Yeah, and in
Right.
fact, you can see the pie cabinet
Yep.
in this shot
Yep.
right there.
Mm-hmm.
You have to also turn a knob to operate this light. This too shouldn't be going off on its own.
So one thing is, if it went off and stayed off, then the answer might be that our power source, which were Jackery power
Yep.
banks, maybe died. But it didn't. It turned off and back on, and then it continued to run for hours on into the night. So there's no reason it would have just
But
intermittently
Well, and
just shut
also
off.
is it faded off,
Yeah,
like something did spin
Dimmed it
the
down
dial.
and
It
dimmed
wasn't
it back
just
up.
oh, it shut off.
Yep.
Like the other one just shut off. But this one I found super interesting because it didn't just shut off. It actually dimmed down before shutting.
and then I want you to do me a favor before you push play.
Okay.
If you can get that switch
Yeah.
close to the mic,
Yep.
turn it on.
You hear the click.
Yeah.
Now,
Because you can hear the click in the video.
and then listen to the video.
Do we need to rewind it?
No.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Wow. I just heard another click.
Yeah.
Oh, the bangs. Okay. It's like
Which, and that's crazy.
that happened after the lights came back on.
Yeah.
It's like it turning
Wow.
on the light to let everybody know it's there.
And it just
Or they're just going through like it's their own house,
and they need
turning the light on and off, and wandering around through the house, stumbling into things.
Well, and maybe
Getting ready
that's-
for dinner.
Maybe that's why they turned it back on, because they couldn't see
Yeah.
I mean, if you think about the timing, this is
Dinner hour.
mealtime,
when they would be in the kitchen.
which would be maybe why the pie safe opened and closed on
Look at
us.
us.
I mean,
Together, puzzle pieces.
This is why we do the ATI, because we can
Yeah.
all get together again and like discuss a lot of this.
I didn't think about that before.
Yep.
Totally. So, yeah, so, okay, we can go back to exactly the 40-minute, 36 seconds.
We're going to do 40, 30, 20. There we go. All right. So let it play.
Yeah.
The look on his face.
All right.
He's like secretly actually.
So I did want to make note to remind everybody, because I know that Carly mentioned this on the walkthrough, but what this is, it's not a table. It's actually a little wooden frame that's suspended from the ceiling, and it's got a quilted blanket on it. And the ladies would sit here around it, and they would quilt together. And it was kind of like ladies' time. The guys were not really typically there. It was strictly for the women, and they would, do their thing. They'd hang
sit
out.
and gossip and
Yes.
talk, and it was kind of the time for all the ladies to vent.
And that's why you can also see that it kind of dips downward. It's because the quilt is kind of like hanging on a wooden frame.
Mm-hmm.
Is this when they would get together and talk trash about their husbands? And
Yeah.
you know,
We still do.
that hasn't changed.
Streaming Netflix, right?
Yeah.
Let me know when you hit record on that.
The crew went upstairs of the John J. French house to do a spirit box session. Here's what happened.
Hi. Was that hi?
You say it's ready?
A spirit box is a device used in paranormal investigations, typically consisting of a modified radio that rapidly scans through various frequencies, creating a stream of white noise. It is believed that spirits can manipulate this noise to form words and communicate with the living.
All right, recording. This is upstairs.
So? The
I thought it said so.
Yep.
So the gap, are they talking about down there?
Okay, well, what are we gonna gossip about?
No.
A crook that was trying to come up the stairs.
A crook.
This is kind of...
Were any of you a witness to the crook who came in? Is he here?
What about elected Jane?
Oh, fur. I just realized I just made the same face that I was making
Just now.
just now as in the video.
It almost
laugh at
sounded
myself.
like it was her confirming though, right? It almost sounded like I am or yeah or something.
Ooh, rewind it.
Was that a confirmation?
Did it say it's her?
Fur.
Hang on.
Fur.
I'm her or her.
Fur.
Was that a confirmation about Electa Jane? He said I can sit in this. I'm sorry, ladies, but I'm going to join y'all at your quilting table.
Wow.
Cordial, Matt.
I mean,
Because I'm not supposed to be there.
and you were being very cordial by asking
you're-
permission, and
Yep.
you know,
It's-
I don't know. And even the next response we got,
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Obviously, I just took a seat.
Whoever is here, can you please state your name?
Sally, do you miss Electa?
Wish it wasn't here. Wish it was here. What?
That makes me think of him being buried there on the property in an unmarked grave, and he's saying he wishes he wasn't
I
still
wish
like
I wasn't here.
yeah like he's trapped there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or like he made a wrong choice.
Yeah, I wish I wasn't an SOB when I was alive.
Hey.
Yeah, because he wouldn't have gotten killed, and then he would have lived out his life.
Yeah.
Coulda, woulda, shoulda.
Mm-hmm. Take that, Charlie.
That was creepy.
Yeah, that sounded backwards.
Can you tell us that again? We couldn't quite make out what you said.
Oh, that was going off.
I was about to say it's going off a little bit.
The K2s? Yeah, it sure is.
He likes Carly.
Is someone setting off the K2 meter?
That shouldn't be going off at all either.
Can you light that up more?
Yeah, with the property not having any power whatsoever.
Yeah,
Not only that, but it's suspended by
the quilt.
quilt.
nothing but a quilt.
Yeah.
There are no
wood
wires.
and fabric.
There are
yeah.
No electricity,
no.
no radio frequencies.
Mm-mm. Yeah, very strange.
Oh, this is about to completely die.
It's like-
So we should hold on doing a session until.
Oh, no.
Maybe I should just run back over there real quick with y'all and get a battery for this.
Is this when we the next
Split
section?
up. Yeah, this is when we split up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, this is true. Yeah.
So we need to skip forward to the cemetery, or
Yeah.
We can head over to 4615. It's kind of
yeah. So what my brother Marcos and I did is we went to home base, got fresh batteries for our camera. Actually, we switched cameras because we switched to the night vision camera.
Yeah.
And actually, I'll talk about that real quick too. We couldn't see absolutely anything out here. So what you're seeing is a hacked version of a knockoff GoPro. So if you're familiar with GoPros, they're only like this big to begin with. And this particular brand or version of a knockoff GoPro, the screen auto times out after 1 minute. So initially we can kind of see a little bit for a few seconds, but once that screen blacks out, we can't see anything.
And if you think we're seeing like as if that's a flashlight right there, that's just the infrared.
Yeah, that's actually an infrared on a camcorder that was sitting back there facing towards us. So it's just another infrared light, which is why it shows up in this view. But to our eyes, we can't see infrared. So yeah, so we're sitting here pretty much in the complete dark.
Dark. We couldn't even read the stones if we wanted to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Promise you they're absolutely safe. We're just trying to say hello. Even if it's not John J. French, is there anyone here that would like to say hello to us?
So just going back to a little bit earlier when we we're talking about possible creaking in the house and stuff with the weather and everything. As you can see in this moment when we're out here at the cemetery, there's not even a leaf moving.
Yeah.
There's no wind whatsoever. It was cold, dark again, but yeah, it was a calm night.
There was no breeze or wind throughout the entire night.
good point.
And actually, to spare you guys from sitting through this whole part right here,
Yeah.
the better part of this clip is when we begin to walk away from here, correct, Pat?
Yeah, because we didn't get anything when we were at the actual stone.
Yeah, I think it's about right around here. So we did a little bit of a Q&A session here, and then we began to walk back away.
Yeah.
It's almost like it
Did
didn't
you
want
like
us to leave.
Yeah.
Say anything? Could you understand it?
It's like it.
Can you repeat that?
I think it did.
Yeah.
You can still say hello. We're still here.
So one thing that I do want to point out is right before we started this session, I was walking up the stairs and I got extremely tired. It felt like as I was walking up those stairs, I was walking through like solid jello or pudding. It took so much effort to be able to make it up there. I was exhausted throughout this whole entire session.
It's a weird thing too. So for me, I had a similar experience when we investigated the jail, and I was at the schoolhouse, and then Patrick had it once when we did the Home Sweet Home investigation, where he felt completely drained. And until you experience it, it's kind of hard to even explain it. I think she did a good job of kind of saying like how she felt weighted down as she was in motion, but
it's an odd type of tiredness that you.
It's just like it's like somebody came and just sucked all the energy out of your body all at once, and so you're still awake and everything, but you just dead. Like you have no energy whatsoever.
Yep. So that's how I was feeling throughout this entire session, which is why I might look a little grumpy because I just.
And it was still early too.
Yeah, and I had already felt just dead to it. Exhausted.
But yeah, we got the K2 meter to go up to yellow a couple times, but only like once or twice.
It's been pretty quiet.
Yeah, nothing's happened.
What are y'all thinking?
It's still super early in the night.
What time is it?
Like barely midnight.
It's 11:45.
Yeah, it's not even midnight.
If you're an investigator, that's early.
Yeah. Yes, that's very early.
I heard that.
At this moment, Patrick and Morgan heard a noise coming from downstairs.
What are y'all thinking?
It's still super early in the night.
What time is it?
Like barely.
It's
midnight.
11:45.
Yeah, it's not even midnight.
I heard that.
What?
Hey, is someone coming in the house?
And just so we're clear, I wasn't saying that to like any of possible spirits. Like, hey, you guys here? Make yourself known.
You're like, wipe your feet.
Yeah. Hey, quiet down. I was saying that because during some of our investigating, we were all coming in and out, changing batteries, making sure that equipment was still functioning correctly, because that was a problem that we had on this investigation.
Yeah,
a lot of our
batteries were-
equipment was dying almost instantly. And a lot of these cameras, I mean, are GoPros. They're meant to be used in different types of terrain, different types of temperatures, and be able to withstand that. And we couldn't hold a battery to save our life.
Yep. And if
So-
anything, sorry, if
Oh, go
anything too, people who own and operate GoPros on a regular basis, sometimes they can overheat and what have you. It was so cold that these cameras weren't even getting hot at all.
Yeah.
So that wasn't a factor in them draining quickly or anything.
Well, they never had a
No.
chance to get hot because they were drained so fast.
Yeah.
No, that's a solid point. So when I shouted that out, it was more checking if there were any living people.
Yeah, if it was me and my brother returning or
Yeah.
Carly.
Because sometimes, you forget to announce that you're walking into a space, and then, somebody says, hey, are you out there? It's, oh, yeah, it's just me. It's just me.
Yeah.
And nobody said it's just me.
No one answered.
Yep.
What did you hear?
There's the thump.
Sorry.
You know what it sounded like, honestly? The doorknob.
So you moving on those steps right there? That almost sounded like the same ones during the abandonment.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But see, he's at the top of the landing though. He's not
Right.
even on this step.
So let's wait until I go down and listen.
Yeah.
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 That little bitty doorknob. I'm gonna try to recreate it. Y'all stay up here and you stay up here and listen. What were you
Yep.
thinking?
I wasn't even going to try and fight that. He was like, no, you stay up here. And I was like, all right, I got you.
Well, John was into.
We keep pushing pause. Sorry, we're gonna get through this. quick.
I promise.
And it had nothing to do with Turner, but I know at that point Turner didn't hear what we heard.
Yeah, no.
So that was the main reason I wanted both y'all, mainly you, to be up there, because he didn't hear what
To
what we
confirm the
heard.
noise.
Exactly.
Well, you two were closer to the stairs.
Well,
Yes.
I think it was because
He was
it
in the
happened
corner.
right after I stopped talking, so my mind wasn't focused on listening, but
True.
y'all's were
True.
because y'all were listening to me.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
good point.
Spiritualism, yeah.
Yeah,
They used knocks to communicate.
they did use Nux. So let me try different things and see if that matches that noise.
Okay.
And you know what us three can do? We have cameras, we have candles, we can have a seance.
You know,
Setting up that date.
Yep.
that's something else. Maybe because of him using Nox and stuff, maybe he doesn't want to use this stuff and he wants to do something like that where he has
Something he's more familiar with.
yeah.
I think that's a good idea.
So maybe we could try that where we ask him to make a noise or a knock instead of using this stuff.
Let me try to recreate that noise.
Okay.
Wait. Stairs.
It sounds just like it, dude.
Why didn't I pay attention to that before?
Well, you know what, too.
Rewind that?
Oh my
would-
gosh, rewind it. I want to hear it again. That
Well,
sounded
I
just
think
like
it's
it.
because we just heard it, so it's already in the back of our mind. So rehearing
Yeah.
it right now, you can hear
Okay.
the similarity.
And I think the other thing to note too is for me, I know when I'm going upstairs, I'm walking softer and quieter. When you're coming down, you're on the heel of your foot sometimes. So maybe you're stepping harder.
So you think it was somebody walking down,
Down.
during abandonment, not up? Okay.
Which
I
would
don't know.
coincide with us
Yeah.
maybe thinking they were taking the body down. the
And mind you,
stairs.
that's just what I thought. That it sounded like somebody going upstairs. It could have been just somebody walking on the second floor. Period. Because when you walk, it's doo-doo,
It's a more hollow sound.
doo-doo.
Yep.
So it could be the stairs, but
I don't know.
Could be anywhere in that room.
it sounded just like it.
That
The
sounded,
pacing of it.
Yeah. Play
Did-
it again. Play
Let's
it
see. Did
again.
we roll it backward?
Okay, not yet.
music.
No, go back some more.
Okay.
Okay.
Doo-doo. Doo-doo.
That's it. That is it.
And those stairs were kind of steep, right?
Very.
Oh yeah.
Yes, those were very, very steep.
Which is why the sound is very familiar, because it's not your normal step.
It's a bigger
Yep.
gap in between
Yes.
each step. Real quick, I want to see something. Hang on. I don't know if it was just to play on the camera or whatever, but look right here. I'm gonna roll it right back. Did you see something too?
When I was reviewing it, I watched it a couple times too because it looks like as if there's someone like peering in the window.
What?
Or my reflection coming around the
Get
corner.
another.
Oh, you know what it is?
It's the chair.
It's the chair. It threw me off.
I got excited.
Okay,
I thought we caught another window person.
It was just the cross of the chair over the window
Uh-huh.
doing that.
The angle.
Noise confirmed.
Like,
Door's wide open. It's wide open.
and the whole point is because I was the last one in there. So I walked in probably, if I remember, like a good 5-8 minutes before.
All of this.
Yes, before you started seeing all this. I know I closed that door. We actually talked about this before we started filming this ATI. Is we wanted to make sure, because it was chilly outside. It was cold. We wanted to make sure doors were closed. We wanted to be respectful of the house,
Yeah.
the property, and the museum.
Well,
Yep.
and to keep ourselves warm inside.
I mean, any kind
Yes.
of warmth was working, any kind. So we all made sure when going through the house that we closed the doors behind us. The house, the kitchen, it didn't matter where we were.
Yep.
Have we ever done any investigations where it's not extreme temperatures?
Sir, we live in Texas.
No, I say that because we did Palestine, which was god awful.
I don't want to talk about it.
And then I think every time we visited the jail, it was freezing.
Yeah.
Yep.
We need to do a normal temperature investigation.
Again,
We have a
it's
2-week
Texas.
span. A 2-week span where we get normal temperature.
Yeah, right?
I mean, what is normal, really?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what that means anymore. Normal temperatures.
Not
Yeah.
in Texas.
Not
Not in
here.
Texas. No.
You get 2 weeks in October and 2 weeks in March. That's it. So,
If you're lucky.
if you're lucky.
All right.
During the paranormal accounts interview with Carly,
So-
she mentioned these doors have opened before on their own. Unfortunately, the Ghost Texas crew didn't have a camera facing the door at this time.
Again, that always happens.
Yeah.
Even with our ridiculous amount of cameras.
Yeah, we did have a camera. We actually moved it to a different spot on the property. It is what it is, but you know, it's fine. One of these days.
We'll get it.
One of these.
We'll get it.
Yeah, it seemed like a thing that was just the theme of that investigation. Everything that happened, it was right
It was
after.
It was playing
a
hide and
camera-
seek.
Yeah.
right after a camera
Yep.
was not on it.
Yeah. Or we weren't on the property. How about that? You know, it's like,
Yep.
hey, y'all are gone? Okay.
Party.
party.
Melvin 5820. Now this I want to talk about because everything going on in the house right now.
Oh, wait.
I'm sorry, not
No, no,
58.
no.
I'm sorry.
Right here.
5123. Yeah, wherever.
You'll find it eventually.
You'll find it.
It's actually like right here.
Yeah.
So with everything going on in the house, I had to show this kind of some of the stuff y'all were getting outside.
Yeah, because y'all were doing this at the same time as we were at the cemetery.
Yes, correct.
Yes.
Which was a very long distance of separation between those buildings.
Oh yeah.
You're
Yeah.
talking at least, what, 2 to 3 minute walk?
Yeah. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
It's about to show it in the next.
Yeah, that was it.
So right,
Pause.
you can see way back there is
we are
John
on
J.
the
French house.
second floor.
And they are right there. Mm-hmm. And the front door would be right over here on this porch.
Mm-hmm.
Given the activity happening at the John J. French house right now, one might wonder if the spirit box responses Marcos and Melvin are about to receive are related.
Now, mind you, that building that we see right there in the middle with
They can't see where you're pointing with your
Yes.
finger.
Yeah, that building
building.
right there is what we were using as home base.
Yeah.
So it was kind of in the
Yes.
middle of the property, away from the areas we were investigating.
Yeah, and also for context, and I don't know if this is actually it, but there's a little tiny black line right there. I think that's the camera that was sitting outside of
It is.
the house facing the house.
Yep, that was
Yep.
a GoPro on a tripod.
Yeah, so right there, that's the angle facing the house that direction.
Feel free to talk as we walk.
I don't always rhyme when I talk, y'all.
You're a poet and didn't even know it.
Dr. Seuss.
So this has no bearing on the investigation, but it was right around here when I began to realize there were lots of like really long tree branches under the leaves right here. And we almost tripped up more than once right here trying to walk in the dark without tripping over these branches.
Oh,
Yeah.
I believe it.
Yeah, it wasn't quite as dark right here, but it was still pretty dark in this area as well. Not as quite as dark as over
Investigator
by
problems.
the cemetery.
Yeah.
Watch for those pile of branches there. Would like to hear what you have to say. What did it say?
Could this be a spirit letting the guys know that whoever opened the door at the John J. French house ran away after opening it?
What about this tree here? Is there something about this tree?
Like I was saying a minute ago, it's playing hide and seek.
Yeah. It's like,
Well-
I'm going to open the door and I'm going to run away.
Yeah.
I mean,
He's like, hold on, I gotta go talk to these guys.
What did it say?
So, I mean, talking about being shot, I mean, is this the area where possibly the
body could be?
The body could be, because they said that they possibly buried the body by the cemetery or off the property, but I don't know. It
Yeah.
kind of ties together. Someone saying he got shot and we're by a tree. We're not far from the cemetery.
yeah, we're
Yeah.
not. So, all coincidental.
Could this also be a spirit telling Marcos and Melvin that they shot Charlie Yank, who tried to rob the French family?
Do what?
You do it.
You do it. You get out.
Is the person saying do it the same person that was telling me to do it at the jail in Cold Spring, Texas?
I was going to say the same thing you were about to say.
Yeah, so like for me, probably when I said the one and only time I've ever been really drained, it was after that session at the schoolhouse that's on the same property as the jail. And there was a moment during that Estes method where do it now, just do
Oh,
it, you
yes.
do it now, do it, multiple voices talking over each other all at the same time. And it was very aggressive, very like forceful way of saying, do it, just do it now. And it was
You-
back and forth with Morgan.
You getting peer pressure from the other side.
Yeah, so I thought it was really weird that here we are again at another site doing another investigation, and it says you do it, and I'm like, immediately my mind went right back to the schoolhouse. So if y'all haven't watched that one, y'all should go watch it. It's
Yeah,
three
I
parts.
was gonna say that. That's you'll
Yeah.
know exactly what we're talking about right now.
So I got to say something. It said get out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So does that kind of coincide? Maybe he's trying to tell the people to be safe. Like maybe y'all being in the house, just kind of re-experiencing the robbery trying to take place, and he's like, get out.
maybe he opened the door and he's telling y'all to get out.
Yeah.
Or maybe that was them telling Mr. Shank, you need to get out.
Yeah.
Or
that
they're
too.
telling us to get out of the cemetery. I mean, there's a lot of different
Yeah.
ways that could play out, but yeah, and you know what's funny? It says get out. Not even 10 minutes later is when we went back to home base and Carly was, basically ready to leave.
That's true.
And
That is very
we
true.
we did get to stay a little bit longer after that because there is, some investigating that still took place after that. But it was probably 5 minutes after that right there that we went into base camp, and she's like, "Hey guys, I'm really sorry, but I'm really tired.
Yeah.
Can we wrap it up soon?"
Yeah, she even at one point pulled me aside. She said, I thought that I would be able to make it all night. And I don't know. I'm just really tired.
Maybe she's experiencing what y'all felt.
Because she
That's
did
what I was
say
just
that.
thinking.
Did she
drained.
say that it just came out of nowhere? Like she was fine and then all of a sudden?
Yep.
Just completely drained.
Yep. Because this was something.
I didn't put that together till like right now.
Same. Carly loves this stuff, and she was so awesome to have with us.
Yes.
So her being able to do this, man, she was looking forward to it for weeks. If you're looking forward to something for weeks and you have to end it early, like there's a lot of question there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it had to be something serious.
Considering, this evidence and her being drained so
And she'd
quickly.
never done an investigation either, so
Yeah. I mean, she may not have been able to tell the difference between
That's what I was thinking.
being spiritually drained and being tired.
yeah, it's very possible.
That's what I was thinking.
Is there some some clips?
Actually, if you want to just jump to 5820, we're just going to go ahead and jump
Let's do right here.
to what happened to us when we were doing the seance.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's what
we heard the thump. We heard some kind of movement going on in the house, right?
It was almost like a footstep, and it was after you, Morgan, you said you saw a shadow.
Yes.
Now, this is just the three of you guys there, right?
Yes.
So this would have
Y'all
been...
were at base camp.
This is when me, my brother Marcos, and Carly were at base camp, and then we were having that discussion of her being ready to wrap it up. So
Yep.
we actually, some of the stuff that was already done for the night, we were packing some of that stuff up back at base camp while they were at the house doing this this part of the investigation.
Look at you tiptoeing.
I know. I'm like, what? Somebody's
I see
walking back
you.
here. And it sounded like it was coming from the back of the
Patrick.
house.
Yeah.
It's flickering in here a couple times.
We heard you walking.
We's coming for you.
This moving picture that's in my hand shows me where you are.
You just have to walk in front of it.
Mm-hmm.
That sounded like a camera died in the background. Did you hear that?
I heard that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely heard that.
Yeah.
Right before everything starts happening.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
And I do want to say that as I was going through a lot of the evidence and things, and even watching our episode over again, there are multiple times that I heard talking in the background and mumbling, specifically a woman. So if at any point you all hear that, let us know.
Absolutely.
Please.
Yes, I just, talking about hearing a camera in the background, dying. There's a lot that I overheard that we didn't necessarily point out.
Yeah, if you find something in your rewatch of the episode, leave us a comment.
Oh.
I'd like to go back and see what you might have found.
If you make comments, please do us a favor and mention a timestamp too.
Yes.
Whatever hour, minute, and second, if possible, whatever it is, so that you can see it right down here at the bottom of the screen. Right now we're at 59:13, so you just type 59:13 so that we can go straight to that spot.
Yes.
I got it up to.
To you.
I got it up. It was all the way up to yellow for a second right here. For like a couple seconds, and then it disappeared. Is that me?
Morgan thought that clip was funny, right?
I loved it so much. I thought that was the most precious thing.
What?
You were like, is it me?
Well, and like one thing I do want to mention is when I was walking, that was like the area where we thought we heard something, and then I saw it. It wasn't just like it like flicked up and then back. It like for like at
It
least
maxed out?
It stayed there for
It lingered.
at least enough for me to like realize that it stayed there,
Yeah.
and that's why I was like.
You're like, what was that?
What was that?
But it didn't repeat itself.
No.
Turner wasn't electric enough
Very, very
to make it
interesting.
stay.
Very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you're holding a stud finder. You're like, "Oh."
Might be me.
Girls, he's available.
Hey.
That's you.
And when he was reaching down by his pocket, that's where we keep our
Mics.
Our mics. They're in our pocket. We wear a mic and then we run the cord down our shirt and put it in our pocket. So he's checking for electrical interference there.
I don't know if it is because I've touched it up near all my. I took a footstep. I heard that on camera. I know I did.
And I felt bad for shushing y'all. I really did. I wasn't trying to be rude.
No, never.
I started thinking about it when I was reviewing this. I was like, oh.
Well, no, I mean, like, if you thought you heard something, and from before, if it was going to continue, you'd want to be able to hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, if we were in the middle of doing something on a normal day and you shushed me,
On a Tuesday afternoon.
Melvin, the next noise that will come out will be a gurgle.
Or shushing someone during the ATI.
Okay, I'm going to push play.
Talking.
At this moment, Patrick was at the bottom of the stairs filming with his cell phone. He heard someone talking up on the second floor. Here is a replay of what he caught.
I said shh.
And if any of you are wondering what that is hanging there, right here, those are bells that we use in our investigations. We often hang them in different hot spots in case spirits want to use that as a way to communicate as well.
And again, right there, you can see how steep
The
the
stairs.
stairs are.
Yeah. And he hasn't taken any steps. He's still just standing at the bottom.
I got that on camera. I know I did.
What?
Talking upstairs.
You sound Irish.
Yeah.
Talking.
What's that?
Upstairs.
That woman?
Maybe I
mumbling,
am Lassie.
Well,
that woman mumbling in your ear again.
well, I wanted to say this. So if you think about it, that was talking right around the stairs. If you think back to the abandonment, we have footsteps of what we think is going down those stairs, and right where we heard it is at the bottom of the stairs.
It seemed like everything was happening around there.
You know what
Right
it
around
is?
there.
They drag that body to the bottom of the stairs, and then they're standing there having a conversation of what to do with the body.
Well, supposedly they threw him out the window of the second floor.
Oh, this is true.
So they didn't drag him down the stairs.
But they still might have.
Why would you?
It's all stories.
I mean, it does sound more...
Maybe they thought he threw him out the window, but really they just dragged him down the stairs.
I mean, what story do you want to tell? Yeah, I threw that SOB out the window.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like when
Yeah.
you heard it through the grapevine, it changes.
It does. The game
It gets
telephone.
further.
Mm-hmm.
I had to.
Let's crank it up.
That was weird. It might be me. It's definitely not that. That's you. I don't know if it is because I've touched it up near all my.
After
So yeah, no matter how many times I listened to the audio, I didn't hear woman, girl. I'm not sure. Didn't hear that voice on the GoPro audio that was in the room
Live.
And mind you, Marcos,
Mm-hmm.
I was probably a good 2 feet closer to the stairs than where we were when we heard it
The first time.
coming back from abandonment.
Yep.
So darn near the same area.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That bottom floor of this house is too much. I got one more thing
Okay.
that I want to go over. It's the best part to end the night. The session y'all had in the kitchen.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
1 hour, 4 minutes on the dot.
So before we start this, Patrick, Morgan, we've done asked this. They've done it a couple times. What's the one word, one name, one thing that we typically do not want to hear when we're doing?
That we tend to stop doing when we hear it.
Yeah.
Devil and demon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so some of my response here is kind of like serious but sarcastic but serious,
Yeah.
because it's not the first time we've encountered something like this,
Nope.
but it's something we take very serious.
Yep.
Which, by the way, the response we heard at the very end that you're going to hear was caught on a camera. It wasn't even caught on the EVP recorders.
Yep.
It was so faint when I caught it and I heard it, I had to amplify the sound because I was like, did it really just say that?
Yeah,
And,
it is.
and we'll point it out when it gets there.
So let's let this play out.
There.
We're only going to be here for a few more minutes. Might not ever be back again. If you want to talk to us, now is the time to do it. Say devil?
Devil.
Who's the devil? Why would that be the only word coming?
I don't know if y'all caught that. Did you hear it, Morgan?
Mm-mm.
Oh, so you didn't even hear it.
I didn't hear it either.
Patrick, you heard it. Melvin, did you hear it?
What was it?
He said, I am.
Oh, right afterward.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
Did you hear it?
Yeah.
I wonder if
replay
it'll
it?
catch it with the closed captions.
Well,
Ooh.
closed captions, I don't know. That's a good question.
It's very faint in the background. It's kind of an echo, Morgan. Listen, it says, I am.
Okay.
In
After
devil?
Melvin says, who is the devil?
Okay.
So I just rolled it back and I've turned on the closed captions.
okay.
Say devil?
Devil.
Who's the devil? Why would that be the only word coming through? I don't like that.
I heard it that time, but it didn't come up on the captions.
No, it didn't come on the caption. But did you
It's
guys
just
hear
like
it?
it's like
Yeah.
I am.
It'll play it again, and it'll
On the
it'll be
replay.
a little louder. Yeah,
And like
it'll
I
be louder.
said,
You can hear.
that was on a camera. That wasn't on our little EVPs or our mics.
and that wasn't also the Ghost Tube
No.
device either.
Did you have headphones like this when you were listening?
I did.
Full blast.
Yes.
Oh, did you pee your
That's how I found it. Because when I'm
Did you pee your pants?
when I'm reviewing the evidence, I got it cranked all the way up because I want to
Yeah.
see if I can hear anything.
Good.
I think for all of us, the review process is similar. I haven't been reviewing as much lately, but I know that I'm usually sitting in this very room with all the lights off, in the pitch black,
Yeah, you got to.
just listening
Pitch
on my
black.
headphones and watching a screen.
Yeah.
So when something does happen, you're kind of like, whoa, oh,
Yeah.
you know?
Oh, and it's turned on a light.
And I think it's probably the same for you guys,
Well, it's
right?
the same reaction: excitement and chills and
Immediately.
falling out of your chair.
Yeah.
Like, oh my gosh!
Trying to fumble around getting my phone to call you guys.
And then you're trying to pull up the spreadsheet and you're hitting back
Yeah.
up. What timestamp was that?
And then we're jumping on Facebook Messenger. Who's awake? Who's awake?
Exactly.
Yes.
I need you to hear this.
And that's the only way to do it. Pitch black room.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is.
Well, I like it dark just because a lot of our footage is dark. And so if you have lights on in the room, you're going to get reflections and things on the
The
screen.
glare,
So you might
yeah.
miss something. So I like it to be
True.
extra dark when
Very.
I'm reviewing it.
So is it going to play a replay here?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I didn't mean to cut it. Sorry. Here we go.
The guys didn't know it at the time, but an electronic voice phenomenon, or EVP, was caught on this camera's microphone. Take a listen to the replay to hear what they caught.
Say devil?
Devil.
Who's the devil?
That's creepy.
We're not. We are.
Remind you, we didn't hear the I am when we were there live.
No.
That was found after.
Oh yeah, y'all would have
Weeks later.
Y'all would have responded to that easily.
Yeah. That's why when you see Melvin's response right here, he didn't hear that thing.
No.
That response of I am.
Oh, y'all would have been out deuces out of there.
I would have been like, forget the camera, Kurt.
Gone.
I'm gone.
I'm gone.
We've donated it.
So
Devils,
yeah,
we
keep
are. We
playing
don't.
it.
Which device did that come through on?
That was
That
a
was
Canon.
a Canon.
Canon.
Yeah, it was the one I was holding.
The one right next to you?
I don't know if it was.
Yeah. Yeah, it was definitely one of these.
It was one of those.
Canon. What model is this, Melvin?
That's an M50.
Canon M50.
Just discontinued, unfortunately.
Like the devil.
We're just normal humans.
We're friendly people. We just want to say hello. We're not associated with the devil. If that's what you thought.
We're just here to document. Let people know it's okay. Is the recorder? That's me talking?
Yeah.
Man, I must be tired. I sound so different.
You're just not used to hearing yourself.
This one? This one died.
No, the other one.
The thing.
It was about to die too.
Oh.
That's why I stopped using it.
Yeah, we had I think initially when we first went in the room, we had 5 or 6 cameras running, but by this point we were down to 3 or something.
What do you think? They were all draining because of those responses that were pulling all the energy to have a response?
It's possible.
It it could have been.
I mean, that's the
it could have
question,
been.
right?
I don't know if those were cameras y'all pulled from different rooms, if they were already running.
No, this was when we went back
Well, one
to,
of them was that Zoom
base camp.
camera that I have.
Okay.
It's so hard to remember which all devices.
Because
we were
this
using.
was after me and Melvin got the news that Carly needed to end early. So we had already packed up a lot of gear and we
This is
grabbed
true.
this fresh gear
Yeah, we grabbed some of
to
the stuff
do
we hadn't
one
used yet.
final
One session.
Yeah,
Session.
Because the Canon I had was on a fresh battery, and I'm pretty sure by the time we were done, which wasn't very long of a session, it was already almost dead.
Which is about a 90-minute video battery, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe 70 to 90-minute battery.
And we were in there for maybe 30 minutes.
And
Oh
this
yeah,
was-
y'all weren't in very long.
And this was back in which room again?
That's the dining room.
Yes, the dining room part.
Not the kitchen side with the cabinet, but the dining
Okay.
room. Where there was
So where there
Where
was
the table
activity,
was.
the kitchen is where
It's
the
the room
door
where
closed.
it's where the light went on and off.
Yep.
Yes.
It's not the pie safe side; it's the other side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, we can't end the night until I hear this song.
Right?
Might as well just
Isn't it just so great?
turn it off.
I see we
Y'all-
pull the lights.
Y'all let us know what y'all think about this song. If you made it this far in the original episode, then let us know. But if for some reason you bounced before we got to this part on the episode, we get it. Sometimes you don't want to watch closing credits, but stick around and watch it this time and let us know what y'all think about this song.
Yeah.
And everything from this room and take it back to the
Yeah.
base.
No. That camera's dead too, isn't it?
All right, goodbye.
All right, goodbye.
Not this song.
Although I like this song, I thought it was a good touch. Nice touch.
Now you got me looking under the house for critters.
Same.
Which, by the way, this shot right here, if on the right side, over here, is where me and Patrick were at the beginning saying he thought he saw a shadow. That's the fireplace.
It wouldn't have been this
And-
window. It would be the window on the other side of the fireplace.
Right, but this is the walkway where we were talking about when I tried to
Recreate.
recreate. I'm just way too low. Like when you get down these stairs, I'm below the windows.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just thought we had a
because
shot.
because your head would come up to about right here probably.
Yep.
Right below the window.
Yep.
You would have been jumping up and down to be able to be seen.
And the fireplace makes it dark from the other side. So when you're on the front side,
It's shadowed in.
it's dark over there because there's no lights on the porch.
Yep. Let's skip forward. This is our awesome home base. You guys, look how big this space was.
And it was heated.
Yes.
And it is their event space, which I believe they rent.
Yeah.
Oh, do we want to let everybody know at this point that we'll be returning for a screening?
This is a better time than any.
Is it October 12th.
12th.
October 12th at the John J. French House. I don't know the time off the top of my head, but there is an invitation that is on the John J. French Facebook page. If you guys want to come out, we're going to do a full screening of the episode. Even if you already watched it, come watch it again with a group of friends. It's more fun. And then we're going to do a Q&A afterward.
Yep.
6:30.
So bring all your questions with you, too.
Yes.
And
your autograph book.
Well, I was gonna say, not that we're celebrities or anything, but we do have a merch shop, and you can go get some of our merch. If you pick up merch and you get it delivered and bring it with you, if you have any interest in having our autographs, we will be happy to sign any of our merch that you guys pick up from our merch shop.
We're not that famous yet.
No, we're not.
Keyword yet.
It'd be fun.
You could have an original.
Actually, it would be the first time we ever done any kind of autograph, so you guys would be the first. So.
Literally.
And if you ask us, we'll put Morgan's cell phone number on the back of your shirt if you need a date.
Paranormal date.
Only, yes.
Oh,
Yes.
new show, Paranormal Date.
Oh,
Do it.
I'm down.
We just thought of a new niche.
Yes.
All right, let's let this song play through, guys.
All right.
This song right here.
This one.
Leaving Houston at the break of dawn, truck's old engine rumbles on. Got a call from Beaumont, spooky place, John J. French House, ghost to chase. Highway stretches, sky turns gray, lonely road, just me and the clay. Haunted stories in the midnight air, spirits whisper, but I don't scare. Ghosts on the highway, guiding my way, ancient tales from a time gone astray. John J. French with secrets untold, Beaumont, where the nights grow cold. Through towns where
So, Patrick, I do have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Why did you choose the one clip where we can't see your face?
Right? I was just thinking that.
I definitely wanted to use clips we didn't use in the episode. So
Okay.
those are the clips I pulled. And it just so happened that I just liked the shadowy look for some reason. I don't know.
Okay.
Oh, I know why.
I didn't mean to interrupt the song.
He's advertising the Ghost Texas beanie.
Well, I don't think it was a Ghost Texas beanie, was it?
It was a GTX beanie. Yeah.
But unfortunately, we don't have the hats and beanies in the merch shop, though. It's just the shirts.
Discontinued.
I rolled it back just a little so you guys don't miss any of these lyrics.
Pass through towns where time stands still, cotton fields and a windmill. Eyes on the road, but mind on the past. The spirits echo, the shadow cast. Pulled up to the house, moonlights glow, shadows dance through the windows. Creaky steps and a chilling breeze, ghostly whispers amongst the trees. Ghosts on the highway, guiding my way, ancient tales from a
Thank you, Carly, and everybody who Shelby, correct?
Shelby, Carly, yeah.
Julia?
Julia for showing up and doing an interview on behalf of her husband. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you all you guys.
Yes.
I'm gone astray. John J. French with its secrets untold, Beaumont, where the nights grow cold. Ghosts on the highway, guiding my way, ancient tales from a time gone astray. John J. French with its secrets untold, in Beaumont, where the nights grow cold.
Can I say I still walk around my house singing this song?
I do too.
Still.
It gets
I
stuck in
love
your head,
it.
right?
Yeah.
I love it so much.
I like too that it said Beaumont, Texas, where nights grow cold, and it was absolutely cold that day.
Freezing.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
That was fun. That was a fun place.
It
was. I think it would be definitely a place that we should revisit at some point. How soon we do that, I don't know yet, because I know that we have a lot of other places that we want to check out. But I think there's some approaches we could definitely take to some different areas of the property we didn't get to investigate, some different methods we didn't really get to get into. And my main wish is that we can stay to a later hour.
Yes.
So I think it would be worthwhile to visit again, but in the mindset that we'd be able to stick around till 2 to 4 a.m. or something like that.
Yes.
So I loved it though. It was a really cool place. A lot of history there.
It's a beautiful property.
Yeah.
It is. Sure. It is. Most definitely worth the trip. Going and doing their tour. There's so many different things inside that house. But I would highly recommend it.
Yeah. Last thing to mention is, and we always say this, if you know some places that we should check out, tell us in the comments. If you have a personal connection, somebody you know that works there, owns it, would allow us to come in and investigate the property or whatever venue we're looking at, connect us with them. Sometimes that's our biggest obstacle to getting into places is the point of contact. So if you have a contact for us, let us know. We do kind of steer away from personal residences.
Yes.
If and absolutely only if there was just something over the top and you had really good evidence to lead our interest to go to a personal residence, it would be something we would consider. However, we prefer commercial properties, historical properties, things of that nature.
Yes.
So, yeah, we'll close it here, guys. If you're not already subscribed, please make sure to click that subscribe button. Also, tick the little bell so you'll get notified every time we upload a new video. If you happen to be watching on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, X, Threads, or Snapchat, do all the things on those as well. Whether it means reshare, or follow,
Do the things.
whatever. Do them all.
Do the things. All the things.
And anything else from you guys?
No, that was it.
Thanks for supporting us.
Yes.
Absolutely.
We'd like to grow our following so that we can get a bigger, broad reach of
Which means
people with the same interests.
Yeah, and that could possibly open the door to a lot of highly coveted places that we would really be interested in seeing. So the more shares, the more followers, the more of a likelihood it is that we would get to go into some awesome, awesome places.
You just mentioned something really important, right? I always say subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. But equally as important, share the videos.
Yes.
Whatever platform you're on, share them with your friends, your family. If somebody who hates scary stuff and you hate that person, then share it with them. I'm just kidding. And then also comments. Comments really are important to us as well. We do read all the comments. We try our best to respond to all the comments. Whether that means that you see something that we didn't catch, if it's just to say that you like what we're doing, if it's a suggestion of a venue to check out, whatever, comment. So
Please.
we'll wrap it here and we will see you guys in the next investigation.
Yes.
See you.
Later.
Bye.
Bye.